All right, so today's next topic is the crazy new cardboard cutout peripherals that Nintendo's making called the Nintendo Labo. The Nintendo Labo. Labo is what we're saying. This is I keep getting it wrong. The Nintendo Labo. At least that's how we're assuming that. I think it's Lab O, like Nintendo. If you haven't seen what this is yet, it is basically these these super intricate cardboard patterns that come, as a pack, and you basically you break off the little pieces and you fold them, and they all kind of like tie into each other, and some of them come with pulleys and cables and little like rubber bands and stuff, and essentially they make real life cardboard toys that you then put your Nintendo Switch, your screen into it, you put your controllers into it, and it uses all the crazy accelerometers and the infrared sensors and all that kind of stuff from the controllers in the screen to make cool things, right? So you have one that is a keyboard. It uses the infrared sensor, and when you push the keys, it pops a little thing up, and the infrared sensor hits it, and it knows you're playing which key. Another one was like it uses the HD rumble motors in the Joy Cons themselves, so that it vibrates this little cardboard thing at just the right frequency to be able to make it turn left and right and basically be like a little kind of remote control, like dinosaur type thing, that you control with the kind of the touchscreen of the Switch. And the craziest one is like this super intricate robot it's a robot backpack, I guess. You put this backpack on, it's got these pulleys that go out to your arms and like these strings that go to your feet, and you like wear this headset with the controller in it so you can see where you're looking, and you like stomp around your room and you punch. Like the game is that you're like punching buildings and taking down buildings. It's really crazy and over the top, but also like super cool. I don't know that it's marketed towards me, but I feel pretty excited about it nonetheless. So I don't know, Ryan, like how do you feel about it?
Yeah, it definitely looks cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a mixed review on it though, because it's one of those things where it looks cool. I want to play with it. I
Yeah.
think there's a certain section of kids who would play with it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's something that I'm not so sure if it will really catch on in the Americas. Maybe it's like a big thing in Japan or
Yeah.
something, but I'm not so sure how much of a foothold it's going to get them here in America.
So the Labo is the initiative, right? Yeah, the Labo. I think I said that right. And then each of the packs is called a Toy Con, and so there's two packs. Um, and there's two packs that were currently revealed, right? So the first one is this 5 pack that's being sold for $70. So price is like a huge issue here. So it's $70, and that comes with 5 sets. So it's a little remote control kind of monster thing that I was telling you about. It's like this house you can twist and turn different things. It's the keyboard, it's the little motorcycle handle, and then like a fishing pole. And then the other one is $80, and that's just the robot pack. So $70 and $80 respectively for some cardboard, for a toy that's kind of marketed at kids. So I mean, I don't know. You're a dad. I'm a dad. I am very worried about giving my kids $70 cardboard. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, yeah, I have a 4-year-old and an almost 2-year-old, so I don't know how well it would fare. Somebody might be biting and chewing on it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like something that would be cool. I'm sure my 4-year-old's a little bit young for it, but maybe a couple of years later, it would probably fit in that demographic
Right.
of kids who you want to get them into those types of things like STEM stuff, like all this kind of mechanical designy kind of things, and look at the inner workings of
Right.
stuff. So in that aspect, I think it's a really cool thing, and especially for someone my age, I just want to go in there and play with it and see how it works and
Yeah.
all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
And they do talk about things like what can you do with it.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think about is like what other things can you do to add on to it? Like, is this an exclusive set? Like these are the only way that they work. You can't do anything else. And I like what kinds of things are people going to make? Because there's a real big DIY community out there who like this kind of stuff. Who
Right.
you really don't know where it's actually going to take off, and
Right.
what kind of capabilities you actually have when you get the product.
Yeah. I definitely think based on kind of their marketing, the expansion possibilities. I don't know if there's going to be, just because of how tied it into the software it is. I don't know if there's going to be much room for kind of making your own like unique cardboard pieces, other than maybe kind of like modifying some of them, like the little monster one. I guess you could like, you could change the way the monster looks, or maybe you color it a little bit differently, but obviously it's so tied to the software. I don't think they're going to be like putting the software in the average consumer's hands to make their own things, but I definitely, I think that this is the start of a new initiative, and if this catches on, I imagine there will be many more packs. I think they'll open this up to maybe developers that want to bundle in a thing of cardboard in with their game. I don't know, to like do something intricate and new with. Um, but I think, uh, I think that this could be really big for kids that are into things like, erector sets and Tinker toys, and parents buy these $100 Death Star Lego sets, right? Now, granted, those are plastic, and so they would last forever, but still, it's $100 toy. I could absolutely see a parent who, wants to get their kids into the STEM part of it, or who wants to just kind of get their kids into kind of like building something and understanding how it works. If their kid seems interested in this, the parents are gonna pay the price, right? Like Christmas comes around, mommy, all I want is a Labo. Like I just want the Labo robot. Okay, well, son, I mean, you're not gonna say no, right? I think most parents are gonna say no. So
Yeah, I can see it as a Christmas present.
yeah,
It's just the price is so high for something
yeah,
that is just being marketed as, hey, this is cardboard, just
yeah,
pop it out and put it together.
right.
That it's just I would, if it was, if I saw myself back with my three other brothers and my parents were going to buy us something, there's no way they were going to buy us an $80 cardboard set,
Yeah,
because we would have been tackling each other on it, fighting over fighting over the
yeah.
controllers and stuff, and
That
it would have been going bad.
Yeah, that's my big concern with this is like just the durability of it. I mean, it is cardboard today. So Nintendo has they have come out and said that they will. So they're not going to replenish the cardboard for you. So that was something that IGN France originally released an article saying that Nintendo had said that they were gonna, um, you know, replace your cardboard indefinitely. So if your cardboard ever got broken, they would just send you for free a new set of cardboard, so you could make a new one. Nintendo has since come out and corrected them and said, no, actually, it was just kind of lost in translation. We're not going to send you new cardboard, but all of the designs and all the plans will be available for download online. So that's pretty cool. That if it ever gets damaged, you could just go to Home Depot, buy some more cardboard, cut out your own piece. Um, but uh, you know, what I'd be really interested in seeing is if maybe eventually they just sell the software piece of it separately. Like, okay, well, there's that software component. You just get the game. Then I just download the plans for free. Maybe I pay $5 for the game in the virtual store. I go buy my own cardboard. I download the plans and I make the little thing myself. And then I don't even need to buy this $80 pack for the robot. The only thing is that there do seem to be like little plastic grommets and strings and rubber bands and a whole bunch of kind of additional components besides just the cardboard that may need to come with it. Um, so that would I don't know exactly how you would get that, but I do think that maybe eventually this does become a Lego thing where you go into the store, you see a thing on the shelf, it's $5, and it's just one of the little, it's just the remote control car, or it's just um, just the fishing rod or whatever else, so that you're not paying $70 for cardboard. You're paying $5 for a quick new experience that you can play with your kids. I think I could get in at that price point, but I don't know about $70 or $80.
Yeah, I think that's where I see it possibly failing is you're looking for a very specific demographic of a younger audience of kids,
Yeah,
and also a group of people who are willing to support that kind of learning and building and things like that. I can see it being a very big, especially for like maybe a 30-year-old, like the older gamers who want to go and kind of make things and tinker, and
right.
this big DIY community, like that seems very cool,
Yeah,
and I enjoy that. But at the same time, I'm thinking the average 12-year-old probably has a PlayStation or an Xbox and is playing Call of Duty, yelling at people over
right.
their headset, and
Yeah,
they don't want to get cardboard to play with,
yeah,
So I see it being one of those things where it's awesome. I love the idea of it.
yeah,
I think it's a great cause to try to get kids and people to learn and do this kind of stuff. But I just, as Nintendo's one to go out there on the limb for some of this kind of stuff.
yeah.
I'm not so sure they're going to get a lot of of good feedback and in terms of sales
Yeah.
on things like that here.
Yeah, I
So
mean, this definitely harkens back to Nintendo's roots as a toy maker, right? Like a toy company first and foremost. That's what they've always been. That's why they go out and they do all this. You know, when Xbox and PlayStation are kind of going here and they're competing head to head, so Nintendo's just like, bye guys, like we're not even on like the same freaking planet as you with like what we're coming out with, right? Like they don't even try to compete, and like this announcement was so out of nowhere. But like it's so new and so innovative, but it's really like hard to tell what like if this is gonna be successful or not. And I it falls in that weird category where it's definitely marketed to kids, but that exact same demographic is in young kids. Like you're right, I don't think it's marketed to 12 and 13-year olds. I think it's marketed towards 8 9 year olds, playing the Switch. And I I don't think that those are the type of people that are really going to be able to appreciate this and frankly not and take care of it and not break it. So they're in a weird spot. They have this just to kind of prove that they're marketing towards kids. They actually have these two kind of demo sessions. These like these Nintendo Labo events that they're doing in like New York City and I think in LA is the other one. That are going to be coming up where if you can only register if you have a kid, so that proves right there who the intended audience is, and you can bring your kids and like kind of before the release you can get hands on with all these things and try them out and play around. And then I'm sure you're gonna have the kind of the demo stations inside of toy stores and whatever else. We'll be able to play this as it gets closer to launch. So I don't know. Remains to be seen whether this is going to be a success. I personally, as a parent, I wouldn't put my money on it just because I can't imagine ever buying this. Frankly, I think it's gonna be a very niche kind of thing.
yeah, same here. I don't think I would spend the money on it just because it costs. I don't think I could get my wife to let me spend that money on
Yeah,
it for me.
yeah, I agree. The release date, official release date for this is April 20th, 2018. Those are for Toy Cons 1 and 2 is what they're called, which is the 5 pack for $70 and the Robot Pack for $80. So April 20th, 2018. And then I'm sure at E3 or in some Nintendo Direct thereabouts, there's going to be there if this is doing well, they're going to announce a whole bunch of new Toy Cons with all types of new robots and whatever else. So that's it for the Nintendo Labo. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think this is going to be a roaring success? Do you think this is going to be a Wii U sized failure? Let us know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below.